I'm Pete Sportscout, Speaker of the House of Representatives. I want to bring you up to date on a couple of things that have happened in the past couple of weeks around here. We introduced a series of bills designed to affect campaign finance reform. We put out and most of this is coming as a result of Norman Vesey investigation that was done into illegal campaign contributions. So we introduced some bills. One was it's a whistleblower bill that anybody who knows of somebody doing a criminal act or wrongdoing, that they can report this without having any fear of losing their job. We also put a bill out there that deals with one of the things that we run into every once in a while is where we'll receive a check that has is for two people but only one person signs. So we crafted a law that basically says that two people have to sign the check if it's for more than $600. We have a bill on corporations now that if they give you over $100, they have to put a person's name, address, contact information on there as a responsible person. And we also created a safe harbor because we found out during the investigation that if somebody gives you a campaign donation and it's a legal donation at the time they gave it to you, but then an employer at some point in time goes back and reimburses that employee for that money, once that becomes known, who do we give the money back to? We can't give it back to the person who gave it to us because they've already been paid by their employer. We can't give it to the employer because he's committed a criminal act. So in this case, the people that were being investigated gave the money back to charity, and then they were criticized for that. So we created a law that allows a safe harbor. And basically, if you received money, campaign donation that you think might be a little tainted or whatever, you may give it to any one of the nonprofits that are listed on our tax checkoff form under Title 30. So that's one of the big things we did around here last week. We also put together, in the same vein, we put together a series of bills that deal with leveling the playing field when it comes to licensing for companies doing business in Delaware. We try to close some loopholes. We crafted bills that will actually force state agencies to cooperate better, to have a cross-reference of databases so that the Department of Finance and the Division of Revenue and professional regulations, that they can all check each other to make sure that, so if there's several different licenses. When you get a business license, if you're a professional of something, you get a professional regulations license, or from professional regulations. So any complaint that would come to professional regulation now has to be cross-referenced back to business license to make sure that people have a business license. We also put something out there, and this is a big one for the people that are watching this video. For out-of-state companies that are bidding in Delaware, we are making them, within 30 days of the bid, that they would have to have a business license as well as all their subcontractors. We're putting the onus on them that they have to have their business license before they even get started while they're bidding on this process. So this is something that we've heard from the industry and the contractors, and it's a way to try to level the playing field, make sure that everybody is obtaining the licenses that they need to do business in Delaware. And third, last, I want to touch base real quickly on the two main issues of the governor's agenda right now, and one is, for lack of better terms, a gas tax and a water tax. The gas tax, in the bottom line, you have to ask yourself a couple questions. One, do you think we need more money, to fix our roads, support our bridges, inspect all these things, and make sure that we don't have a catastrophe happen? If the answer to that is yes, then the second thing is how do we get the money to do it? There are some issues with the Transportation Trust Fund. We don't have enough time to go into that. We're all in favor of trying to take some of the expenses out of the Transportation Trust Fund that shouldn't be there in the first place. But until we manage that, we have to have additional revenue to take care of these roads and build new roads and to put people back to work and build up our infrastructure. And it's a win-win all the way around. Now, the proposal is for a 10-cent tax, as well as borrowing $50 million over a year for 5 years to put people back to work building our roads and our infrastructure. The governor has made it very clear that's a starting point. It could go down. It could be 2 cents this year, 2 cents next year. He's open for any variation, and we're working on that. The House, some of the members of the House have come up with a possible alternative to the 10-cent tax, and it deals with the wholesalers, but we're not sure exactly where that's going yet. So that's something we can look at as well. As far as the water tax, I will tell you this is for drainage issues. It's for cleaning up the lakes and ponds and rivers in the bay, so that we can swim in it and not get sick from it. And also we can fish and we can clam and not worry about getting sick there as well. A very high percentage, I believe it's 90% or somewhere in that neighborhood, of our waterways are not safe to eat fish out of, and that's pathetic. And it's not getting any better unless we do something about it. But the biggest part of this thing is the drainage. For me, especially in Sussex County, in low-lying areas, we have so many drainage issues when we have back-to-back rains. And every legislator in the state has areas that has drainage issues. I would pay $45. I would pay $60. I'd pay $100 a year if I thought that paying that money would fix these drainage issues, and I wouldn't have to listen to all phone calls coming in about the drainage problems. I would pay it, and not reluctant at all. I would pay it. So these are some of the issues we're looking at right now. It's a pretty busy place this year. I thought last year was a busy place. We had a lot of issues last year, a lot of issues that affected a lot of people in Delaware. But this year is just really busy, and you have to come down and see us someday and be part of the legislative process. And I urge every one of you to take an interest, find out who your representative is, find out who your senator is, give them a call when you have a question, or give them a call when you might have a compliment. We don't get many of that, so feel free to call us anytime and be active and take part of the legislative process. We're here to do the work to help you guys out. And some of these bills that I just talked about came from people that are probably going to be watching these videos. So thank you very much.